Right now, my sister's behind the camera and my wife, they're itching to throw some water balloons at my face because I told them they can, and we can do this in slow motion. So why not? Wait, don't do it yet. Hi. What's up, everyone? I hope you're doing well. Before we jump into today's video, I just want to say we're actually giving away this lens, the Fuji 18mm f1.4. So in order to win, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll tell you what to comment at the end of this video. So stay tuned, but let's just jump right into it. I apologize in advance if this mic gets a little rusty. My other mic, my shotgun mic, battery died. First world problems. Focus, focus, focus. Today we're going to be talking about Fujifilm simulations. Now, for someone who's actually thinking about getting Fuji or doesn't own a Fuji, like, why would you even want to consider using film simulations? Especially if you're shooting in RAW, you can tweak the colors how you want and everything else, yada, yada, yada. Cool. I used to be on that RAW train as well, full control over my photos and whatnot, but I really enjoy editing in camera, getting the exact exposure, getting the color that I want in the camera without even doing a lot more tweaking afterwards. So I can just get it out the door and post it. That's probably the benefit of using film simulations. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think so. So Fuji presets or Fujifilm simulations are actually fashioned after analog film color science. So you have stocks like Astia, Provia, Vivita, things like that, and there's a whole list of them. Most Fuji cameras actually come with 15 presets already installed for you to use and customize to your liking. However, you can't apply these film simulations on RAW files. They're only going on JPEG, and they're writing on the data on the JPEGs. That sounds super limiting, but trust me, Fujifilm JPEGs are freaking incredible. Just still a lot of latitude in that compressed file. But again, you're doing all the editing in camera to get the look that you want, so you don't really have to worry about post afterwards. Looking for shape. That's nice. Now, if you're trying to access these Fujifilm presets or simulations, each camera differs on how to access it, but the common way from all cameras are going, man, my voice cracked. But the common way for all cameras to access these presets or simulations is just going into your menu and then finding the color profile, and then that way you can change it. Speaking of film simulations, let me actually just scroll through and show you what each of them look like.
Catch my catch my.
What you got? What you got?
How about you see it?
I have seen
No,
it.
you won't. And I got a different angle.
It's beautiful, right?
You know what?
Not gonna lie, being a parent, two creative parents trying to make content with a little one, it's not easy. But we try to have the joy and the fun here and there, right? So let me be honest with you. I do love the Fujifilm presets and simulations in there, but there's actually a much more fun way to shoot with these, which is Fujifilm recipes. Basically, recipes are adjustments made to the current film simulations in the camera. So for instance, you can get a profile that's similar to a digital profile that's similar to Portra 400, Kodachrome 64, Cinestill, and it's just basically tweaking white balance, shadows, your highlights, all those things to get a much closer representation to a film stock, an analog film stock, in a digital way. That's what makes these cameras in general really powerful, because they can do that. Like, not a lot of cameras can, actually, I don't think any cameras can do that other than Fuji, which is pretty awesome. Let me just get this shot. Ooh, yeah. All right, so the kiddos all good with the pool. I'm actually jumping there after this video is done, but I just want to walk you guys through how to find Fujifilm recipes, as well as add them to your own camera, whatever Fuji it is, and save them as presets. So when I first stumbled upon Fuji recipes was actually a blog called Fuji X Weekly. And this is actually a great resource. They actually have an app as well. So shout out to them for even making this. But it's a whole library of Fujifilm recipes that you can not so much download, but take that information and apply to whatever film simulation that you're going to be using. So again, if you wanted something like Ilford black and whites, Portrait 400, you name it, there's a whole slew of different customizations that you can add to for your Fujifilm recipe. So this is what the app looks like if you have the app, or if you go on the blog, again, Fuji X Weekly. All right, so this is basically what you have to do. Since you're in the app or on the blog post, you'll see there's a ton of options. I have start options here on my app. And let's say I just want to check out Fujicolor Superior 100. Once you open up this tab, you just get settings to change in your camera. And typically they will tell you what these recipes are for at the bottom under camera. So this is for the X100V, the X Pro 3, X-T4, XS10, and so on and so forth. So like I said, this is going to be the Fujifilm Superior. And what I do now is just follow along what exactly this recipe is. So I will go to the classic neg option, set my dynamic range to auto, negative highlights, -1, -2 shadows. After that, +1 color, noise reduction, -4, sharpening, -2, clarity, -2, and then grain effect, small and weak. So basically you're just going to go exactly off of this Fujifilm recipe, and from there you can tweak it however you want it from that to make it fit your taste. All right, so let's build a Fujifilm recipe as well as save it as a preset and then show some results. All right, y'all, we're actually going to tone up my favorite preset, which is the Kodachrome 64. And what we want to do first is navigate to IQ and go to page 3. Now, once you get to page 3, it's going to give you some options if you haven't set this up already. So in my case, I have a new profile here I can go to. So create new, hit OK. Now it's custom 5. Now let's go into that, hit check and edit. Now, I like to do 1 by 1 as of recent. This is for your image quality. Since we're shooting JPEGs, we can do fine, that's okay. Now here's the most important part. Now your base is going to be classic chrome. And then grain effect is subjective, but let's just go extreme. Let's go strong there and large there. Let's make this strong. This can be on weak because that's what the recipe calls for. White balance, let's make it daylight. And then here's the key part. Let's bring our reds +2. And in our blues, let's go -4 or 5. Let's go -5. I'm feeling spicy. Let's go 400 for the dynamic range. We don't need that. Highlights and shadows are going to stay the same. Color, let's go to +2 on color. Sharpness, let's go to +1. Noise reduction, I should experiment with this. Let's go -3. Let's see what that does. Clarity, let's go 2 on clarity. And that's what we have. So now to save it, we just hit the back button. And then let's just name this K64. That's hard to see. I am sorry. I'm outside right now. And then we go up and hit set. There we go. And here we go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. This was a fun one, showing my family around and just talking about Fujifilm cameras. But I just want to say a few things before we sign off. One, we are actually hosting our live Fujifilm workshop. Live meaning online. We have teachers like Faisal, Reggie, Victoria, and Gajin. So make sure to check out the description below to get your tickets now. It's happening August 19th. So make sure you get on that. We're going to talk about everything Fuji. And lastly, in order to win this lens, the 18mm lens, I want you to comment below what is your favorite dinner recipe. It could be anything. But right now, my sister's behind the camera and my wife, they're itching to throw some water balloons at my face because I told them they can, and we can do this in slow motion. So why not? Wait, don't do it yet. Slow motion. Remember, y'all, we are giving away our ad revenue each month, so make sure you tune into all of our videos. We're giving away prizes, but mainly we want to give away money to you, the creator, or multiple people. So make sure to subscribe, get the channel thriving, get the channel live. We're gonna make this real good. Have a good one, y'all.